If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Yeah, so today we'll, firstly we'll understand like how to extract the data from flat file and Excel sheet. I mean, you said that, right? You have the input files coming from the, business. So Excel sheets and text files. We'll first understand how BODS, how to import those files in BODS and how to extract the data. Mm, this is disclaimer. This is our agenda. Just okay. So this is BODS. So I'll give you once again the overview. If you maybe forget on what we did learn on Friday. So this is our project area. Sorry, local object library. So this in this library, whatever the objects we are creating, everything is there. So starting with the projects is nothing but a folder of in which we have whatever the jobs and all. Second one is a job. So two types of jobs I told you, right? One is a real-time job and second is batch job. So we'll use only batch job. Real-time jobs are hardly used in industry, and for data migration, real-time job is not even required. These are the workflows. I said that the difference between projects and workflows are like project workflows are also working as a folder, but is executable folder. You cannot execute the project. It is just a placeholder for 10 jobs or something like that. But workflows are something like it have it works as a folder, but it is an executable folder. It will execute and it will show in the traces as well when we execute the job. So under workflows we have data flows. Under data flows we have so many transformations. So yesterday we learned query transformation. So along with the query transformation we have so many transformations as BODS is supporting. So we'll learn platform transformation, whatever are there, platform transformation we'll learn on if time permits, then today or otherwise tomorrow. Okay, so these are the transformations. Data stores I told you, right? We are creating the connection in between multiple systems. So one system to connect with, we have one data store. This is the file format. So flat file means nothing but text file, HFS file, nested schemas. So in the nested schemas we have XMLs. Then COBOL copyrights. I mean, maybe COBOL books are used for mainframe purpose, I believe. Then Excel sheets and file locations. So flat files, Excel sheets, and file location is for if you want to connect with the cloud components. I mean, if you want to connect with Azure cloud or Amazon cloud. So we'll create here a location. Sorry. So that will connect to that location, and whatever the file we are loading, that file will be went to the at Azure cloud location or S3 buckets in Amazon cloud, I believe. Yeah. So yeah. So is there any, and then last option is custom functions. So custom function is nothing but we have we can create some functions. You can create it's a statements. I mean it's a combination of some 8 to 10 lines of a code in which if you just let me just open one so that we'll get an idea. It's a decimal conversion function. So if you see this, the developer just wrote one line. So it will just convert some decimal. It's a decimal conversion ENR. I don't know what he has created, but it's created something so that it will convert from decimal into some substring. I think he used substring. So this you can write anything. If you want to just print hello world, that also you can do. Nothing much. But yeah, this is the custom functions. If BOD is not supporting anything, then we can create the custom functions. If you think that okay, this logic is not there in BODS, then you can create the custom function. That also in our list. At the last, I'll show you. First, we'll understand basic functionalities of a BODS. So these local object library. Is there any questions for you?
No, I'm good, Chetan. For now, I'm good. Yeah, good. Please proceed.
Okay. My reports are not working.
So one question. So what you're showing to me is basically during extraction, all these rules and all those things where what is applicable. Like that's how they build the rules and everything for the extraction.
No, what I'm showing is these are the components of ETL. Try to understand what I'm trying to say. Yesterday only I've shown you, right? If you want, I can explain you again today. Okay. So let's understand the hierarchy, how BODSs work. So first is project. The project is nothing but a folder on top of it's a top level entity. Nothing is there beyond project. After project, we have workflows and data flows, of course, and data flows. So data flows is the smallest executable object. Okay. It is not workflows is always not a mandatory. If you want to use only one data flow, then your workflows are not required. So data flow is an executable entity. Inside data flows, what we do, we have input table. I don't know why inside this RDB, I'm not able to use spacebar. Okay, input table. Then we have some transformation, and then we'll have target table or file. So these three components are there in one data flow. Okay. So data flow is the smallest executable object. You cannot execute input object, you cannot execute transformation alone, or you cannot execute target alone. This combination of these three things is rest inside the data flow, and this is the smallest executable object. Of course, we have one job. I was expecting from you that why I have not written the job. That's why I kept it blank space here. So job is executable object, but inside that, what exactly we can execute? That okay, data flows. Only workflows also it is not. I mean, how we can inside workflows we cannot put these three things. It is already mandated that we have a data flows, and workflows works as a folder, so that if you have 4 to 5 data flows, if you want to execute it in parallel or if you want to execute it in sequence, so I will just keep. Okay, so every data flow will have these three entities, and these 5 data flows. On top of that, we have a workflow. So it looks good. I mean, it is just for looking for. It looks good.
So are you saying that one workflow may have multiple data flows with all those three?
Yes.
Segments? Okay.
Yes, even workflows has you can keep one workflow inside one workflow. It is just it all use like object. I mean, a folder only, but executable folder. Project is not executable. So workflows are executable. It will execute. So that looks like good. How we arrange our files in our Windows: folder inside folder, folder inside folder, folder inside folder, and then we have a file. Same like in a job, we have workflows inside that workflows, inside that workflows, inside that workflows, and then we can keep 5 data flows, 10 data flows, whatever is your wish. Okay. I hope it is clear, right?
Yeah, I'm understanding now.
Yeah. So I'll just show you what I'm trying to say. Let's open your project yesterday. I think we created some on your name. Training. I'll just create one more job. Okay. Day 2. Workflow. So now we have created the job. Let's understand what I'm trying to say. So let's take one folder, workflow. We'll name it as workflow 1. Inside that, I want one more workflow, inner workflow. Inner workflow, let's give a meaningful statement, a meaningful word. So we have 2 countries. So what we did is inner workflow for India. And we'll create one more folder, inner workflow. Let's assume China. So now these two workflows are not created. Everything in BODS you will see that we have some input arrow and output arrow. One arrow is on the left and one arrow is on the right. So why it is created? It is created for connection purpose. So two types of execution will happen in BODS. One is parallel execution and second is sequential execution. If you are not connecting these two things, then both the things will execute parallelly. So India, the logic for India and logic for China, it will execute parallelly. So China will not, I mean, as a pictorial format, you'll see that, okay, India is the first thing and then China is second thing. It is not there because we are not connected. But now, if we try to connect these two dots, now, first, all the logic for the entire program for India will execute. After that, only China will execute. So this is the sequential. If you are connected with the wire, then it is a sequential format. If you're not connecting the wires, then these both things are, I mean, it will not give any error. Only thing is that it will execute it in the sequential format or no parallel format if it is not connected. Now you will say that, okay, why these names are dot dot dot. Yeah, we can I mean do that. Just go to view. Where it is tool. Options, designer. If you see number of character workspace icon name. If you see only 17 characters are allowed as of now. Skip 170. Press it OK. If you now refresh it. Let's open again. Oh, sorry, it's open wrong. Now, if you see, you will see entire the name now. The dots are red now. That is because we have initially, I mean, by default, SAP BODS will set some limit, 15 characters or 20 characters, something like that. You just keep it 100 so that will not persist this issue. Let's go inside India. We have some data flow created. Data flow 1, India, Pune. Let's suppose we have this logic. Then again we have data flow 1, India, Mumbai. And we have data flow 3, India, let's take any suggest any city, Chennai. Okay. I think this data flow 2. Now these are not connected. So how execution will happen, Monish? Can you just tell me? These are not connected. Hello.
We have to connect it, right?
No, if what else if I don't want to connect these three data flows, what will happen?
The data flow will not happen, right?
No. So if I told you, right, when I was showing webflow thing, if you are not connecting anything, it will execute parallelly. So all these three logic will execute parallelly.
Okay.
If we connect it like this, then first Pune data flow India Pune will execute. Once
I
it's
see.
completed, then Mumbai will execute. Once it is completed, then Chennai will execute. So I'll just give you one example. It's a logical thing. Okay, it is not required any ETL knowledge or something. Okay, so let's suppose we got some issue in this data flow India Mumbai. and we have executed this job. What will happen in this scenario? Now this is a sequential thing. What will happen? Is will Chennai data flow Chennai will execute, or what will
No,
happen?
because the flow is from DF1 to DF2 to DF3.
Hmm.
DF3 will not will have a problem because DF2 didn't execute.
Okay, now I have deleted these connections. Now let's suppose in the Mumbai data flow we have some issue. Now what will happen? I have just now removed these strings. Will the execution of Chennai and Pune will complete, or what will happen?
Earlier, what we showed, the connection is from DF1 to DF2 to DF3. If
Right.
there's an issue with DF2, the DF3 will not happen.
In the initial, I mean, in the initial example, it will happen. But now I have deleted these strings, the connection strings. Now what will happen?
And then it will happen because parallelly, right? It's going to.
Yeah. That is the catch. So when you are executing parallelly, so why? I mean, it is the understanding. Like you are going to PM post. So you need to understand that. Okay, if any city is getting issued, then you will not put entire logic on the stick, right? So what you'll do, you'll just do in the parallel. It will improve your execution time as well, of course, because you'll need not to wait for let's suppose Pune execution for Pune data flow is 5 minutes, for this 5 minutes and this 5 minutes. It will take 15 minutes to complete, and you'll have n number of cities. I have just took the example for 3. You'll have n number of objects, n number of workflows, and n number of data flows. You don't want to. Your wish is not to wait. So keep it in the parallel state. It will execute in parallelly. There is no point of waiting it. If of course, if there is a need that okay, this data flow only will execute only if data flow one execution should complete it, then you can put in the sequential format. But we have an option, and every developer I saw, they just try to connect the dots. I don't understand why they do, because it is not even required. So execute in parallel. If any city is failing, that is okay. You can check with the business, Mumbai business, that okay, this is the issue. But your Pune business and Chennai bookies will be happy because you have completed the execution. So yeah, this is the ETL, and this everything works on a logical basis only. Only we have an option. That's why we are just connecting it. It will not happen. So I hope this is clear now. One more thing I just wanted to show you. So I was telling, right, we have a workflow. So only workflow, only one folder have only one kind of a file. This has not happened, right? In our Windows, inside a folder we have PDF files, images, n number of types of objects we have. Here also we have 2 types of object in workflow. One is data flow, of course, and there is one script. You can add it. Okay, you can give any kind of a name, and you can just okay. So this script, what exactly it will do, you can just open it. This script is for coding purpose. If you want to write any logic, let's suppose I want to print some statement. Okay, so what print Pune, sorry. Pune execution started. That's it. Just validate it. What exactly it is saying? See, now first time we got the error, right? Validation error. I just click this arrow and right click on this and view. It will show syntax error, something set or something like that. Maybe we have forget colon. It's no error. Every statement will end with the semicolon. So you have to use semicolon for every statement. Now tell me. Now I'm connected this because these are the connect, because of course you want to do in a sequential format. First it will show that we have started the execution for Pune, and you will execute this data flow. So that's why we have connected this in sequential format. But now if I'm validating, it is showing error. Wow, what exactly is showing error? Can you just read it for me?
Workflow parallel execution. Parallel execution sequence full is not allowed.
Mm.
Okay. So
Hello.
sorry, Chetan.
Yeah.
Sorry, what I was saying was earlier, without the script, we had this parallel execution possible. With the script and all, it's giving an error when you attach the script.
Correct. Mm. So no. So if you read fully, what it is showing that use of only one sequential flow or use of parallel execution. All flows are not connected. All flows are sequentially connected. What exactly is trying to say? You can either put it all in the sequential format or all in the parallel format. You cannot put both these things are in sequential and these things are in parallel. No, BODs will not allow it.
I see. Okay.
So if you want to connect this dot, then you have to connect these things.
I see.
Okay. So now you tell me, it's a requirement, the business requirement that you want this to be in sequential format, but these two things will be in parallel. So how you handle it? Because disconnecting this will not allow, it will throw an error. What you will do?
Mm-hmm. So the first one is sequential, but the second, third, okay.
Yeah. Let's take a real-time example. Okay, this script is Mumbai, this script for Chennai, and you want these things should be executed in parallel, but you don't want to connect these two things. And now this is not allowed in BODs. We saw that if you do the validation, it will throw an error. So how you execute these 1, 2, 3 in parallel? How you will do that? Okay, so that's why we have a workflows, right? What we'll do is we have India workflow, right? Inside that we'll create Pune workflow Pune. Then we have workflow Mumbai. Then we have workflow Chennai. And we just select it, we'll just cut it, and here we'll just paste it. Now this is our first workflow. We'll just select it, cut it, we'll get that, we'll paste it. Now here again we will cut it. We'll insert that and we'll paste it. Now these workflows are not connected, right? So that means these three things will execute in parallel. So Pune, Mumbai, and Chennai, now it will execute in parallel.
So
now
at the workflow level, it will execute, not at the data flow level.
Because we have kept a data flow as well, right? Inside that. So it will execute in parallel only. Why we did 3 folders? Because we want these two things should execute in sequential, but all these 3 objects should execute in parallel. That's why we have created workflows, and that is the need. That's why we need these workflows. It will hold the work, scripts and data flows together, and now it will execute. So what exactly will happen if you try to execute this job? This workflow Pune, workflow Mumbai, and workflow Chennai will execute in parallel. Job will enter in all the 3 at the same time. Then it will execute first. It will execute the script. So it will print. It will print the statement. So however, output looks like, first execute like print workflow data flow Pune is starting, execution for Pune is starting, execution of Mumbai is starting, and execution of Chennai is starting. Our trace will show like that, and then actual data flow will execute. So execution we have achieved in sequential come parallel thing. So these are some logical things which we and this is how our business works like. So business is not a straightforward that okay, execute all in a sequential or all in a parallel. They will give some tedious logics as well, and we have to handle it in the same way. I hope this is clear now.
Yeah. So okay, yeah.
Okay. So there is one more thing. If you have some another job, let's say job 3. So in the job 3, you have just created for some business purpose, and inside that you want to execute this inner workflow India only. Okay. So whatever the logic we have built in this inner workflow India, you want to execute only that. So what you can do, either you can just copy this folder, go to job 3, and you can simply paste it. Or else you can go here, local object library, search in workflow. What we have named given is inner workflow India. Just search here, inner workflow India. Should be top only. See inner workflow India, just in drag and drop. Anyways, you can do that. I'll just cut one. And this, what I'm trying to say is, if now, so this workflow, inner workflow India is used in job 3 as well, and this day 2 workflow DLF job as well. Both jobs it is using. Now, if you are changing anything inside that, it will affect in day 2 as well, because the workflow name is same. So in BODS is such customizable that it is not allowed it will not allow two objects with the same name. So if you are using the same object with the same name, then it will appear in both the things. If you are doing any changes, it will appear in both the jobs. Okay, so it is good thing for us, because you don't want to reiterate the same logic. If the same logic you want to use in 5 programs, you are ready. I mean, you can directly go and use it. And if you are doing small change as well, it will affect in all the 5 jobs. That is the beauty. And if you want another logic, okay, you want another logic, then use another workflow. That also BODS will provide. The same thing will happen in for workflow as well and data flow as well. So if single data flow you are using in multiple jobs, if you are doing any changes in the data flow, it will affect all these jobs. So you don't need to do the changes in all 5 things. That is what I'm trying to say. So this is the reusable, and that's why BODS it is always known as jobs, workflows, and data flows are reusable objects. So I'll just mark it in green, that job, workflows, and data flows. That's why I just kept it blank. So these three things are reusable objects. If jobs as well. So you have created some jobs and you are using that job in multiple projects. You have some 10 projects and you are using that. A single change in workflow or data flow in job, it will change in all those 10 projects as well. That's why you don't need to go inside each project and check, and you don't have to do some audit thing. Okay, you have created this project, and inside that project you have these jobs, and inside that job you have, because in reality, in a single job it may have like 5 workflows and 100 of data flows, and you are not a technician, or you are not a clerk to put everything inside the Excel format or text format, saying that okay, this project has these jobs and these jobs have these workflows. No, we are not technicians, we are developers. That's why BODS say that okay, we'll introduce this reusable concept that okay, if you are using that, it will change in entire thing, in entire all the server level, or not a server level, on your this one repo_bw HANA RDP. So inside this, whatever the changes you are doing, it will it will happen in all the jobs, all the projects, and all the workflows, everything. Only non-executable object is the script. Script is a not reusable object. So if you are using a script in some level, let's take an example. You have a script Pune, and if you are using this, it is allowed that okay, you have the same name in multiple jobs, and if you are changing anything in the script, you have to go and manually change, because it's a script, it is not a reusable object. So that is the difference in between this green things and this white thing. Okay, so now coming back to your requirement, that okay, the business has given me some text format, data in the text format. Now, how we will, bring it in the BODS? Let's take an example. I have created one sample text file for you. See, this is the comma separated file. I hope it is clear. Like we can get comma separated files, or we can get sometimes a pipe as well as a separator, or sometimes they will give only a space bar or tab space, some 3-4 space or something. We can get anything. Mostly ask for a comma separated file or a CSV file, because that is most popular thing and everyone knows that, and it will have less errors because it's a text file, right? So in comma separated file is the best, or pipe also, it's the best. So we have 3 columns. This is our header, name, age, and city, and we have this 6 to 7 records, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. It's the age and city. So now what we need to do is, first we need to tell that, first understand this format. So we have to create one file inside BODS. We have to create file format, not file. We have to create some format which matches with this. That is the first step. How to do that? Go to the local object library, go to the format. This option I told you, right? We have flat files, Excels, and file location, etc. Go inside that, right click and new. Okay. Here type is delimited. Delimited means I told you, right? That's comma separated file. It's a delimited file. Give the name input file 1. Okay, this is our first file, A underscore. So that I'll just give A underscore. Okay, whatever. A underscore input file 1. No, adaptable schema. So this is no, I'm just explaining you one time only, right? So try to understand what I'm trying to say. There are so many options. It is given inside file format. So what is this adaptable schema? Adaptable schema is something like this is okay. Now business has given our 3 rows. Maybe thing will happen that okay, next time or after 5-6 times, next year, let's suppose for 2022, they have given all the files in this format, but suddenly year changes and business thought that okay, after the city we just want address as well, and they have included one address column here, and they have put the data in after that, and you got this file, but suddenly this change happened and they forget to tell you, but your BODS program is already configured, and it is configured for three fields only, and you will simply you will skip this. Our BODS will skip this, and yeah, entire logic will in the toss, and business will say that escalation that okay, why you have not included the address. To save from this situation, what we can do is like if you know that just when you are having the discussion with business, always ask them, okay, you are giving the file, give the file in the proper format. If you are giving 15 column, then always have the habit that okay, the sequence of this columns will be always the same. That is the mandatory thing. It will not have any excuses at all. The column, if you see this example, let me open this text file. So name, age, and city, the sequence should be there for entire the data migration happen till the last. It will not happen that okay, now in the second file they are giving age first and then name. No, our BODS will not happen because it's a tool. It's not a real-time tool. Whatever the logic we are putting it will work like that only. The sequence of the columns will be the same. It will not change. Yeah, but if try to ask them that okay, in the future, are you planning to include some more columns? If they said yes, then use this column, adaptable schema. So what it will do is keep it yes. So what it will do initially when we have 3 fields, later point of a time they have included one more field, then automatically it will take that last column as well. So that is why this adaptable schema should be yes always. Not always, of course, after taking the permission from business. Then yeah, these things are not required. This location, as of now we are using local file because it's kept in the desktop format. But yeah, if you have another location, some job, some server level, they will give you in this real-time projects, they will provide some server. It's a client server. You can use that location. Root dictionary, click on this folder, give the path. So what is the path? I'm just going to the desktop. Okay. And now, not in the desktop, we have some input folder. Okay. And now file name. That also don't need to type, just select the file. Override the current schema. Yes. Dekho. When I'm just selecting the file, took all the fields as well, and all the data it will show as well. So now after this, immediately just rename this field name. It is right now it is saying field 1, field 2, field 3, but we have only 3 fields. That's why you said that okay, it's easy to understand that field 1 must be name, field 2 must be age, and field 3 is city. But in real-time example, we have hundreds of columns. So best way to rename it. Well, same name I'm giving, name, age, city. Immediately change the data type. If we have age in our number format, then don't keep it in varchar, put it in integer. Why I'm saying integer? Because if suppose any kind of data problem we have, if somebody mentioned 22.5 or some 22,3, something like that, some non-reasonable or it looks not like the age, that column will be skipped, or our BODS job will show that error that okay, data must have some issue, fix it. That's why it is always mandatory that data type should match with our data. And then city is also in text format. Varchar is a text. But our field size is 4 only. And it is not possible that, okay, right now I'm just took the sample data ABCD. That's why single character. But our real-time name should be, so your Monish, right? So it's a 5-digit name. So it will skip the last letter of your name. So best way, keep the field size 50. City 15 is fine. I think I don't see any name beyond 15 at least in India. If you want to give greater size, you can give the greater size as well. Let's take 25. I don't think beyond 25 we will need the city column. Okay, let's go to the now delimiters. So as in the file we have used comma as a delimiter, we'll use the comma by default. Okay, just skip it as well. It's not required. All those things, default format and all this is also not required. If you are using date format, then use this date default format. Okay, it's what date you are using, what format, YYYDDD or DDMMY, whatever it is, time or date. Then these 2 columns are important. Skip row header. So we have included this name as city, but how BODs will know that okay, first column is a header. That's why we'll use this column as S. Skip row header. Now if you see, this name, age and city has becoming header now. If I put no, then this name and age is a record for it. To avoid that, just do yes. Okay, now whatever is there, it is also came. And write row header, yes, we won't write it, right? Write row header, what exactly it will do? When if you are using any target file as a text file, then it will write the headers as well. Otherwise, if you not selected this as a no, then it will only have the data. It will not have header. And when you generate the file, you will say that okay, it is not it's a headerless file. No one is gonna track it. And code page, this is also sometimes you need to select is like UTF-8 or UTF-16. If you have some that kind of a records, as of now it is not required. Just keep it default. And okay, now your file format is ready. Okay. Let's check in job 3. We have workflow. I will just delete these 2 workflows. It is not required. And inside Pune. Okay, input file I've kept and make it as a source. Are you with me, Monish?
Yeah, I'm trying to grasp what you're showing. I mean, I'm understanding what you're doing. setting up the, that's fine. You proceed. I think I'm getting it.
Yeah. So just drag and drop here inside the data flow and make it as a source. Okay. Now we just need target. So for target, yesterday I think we have created one file, right? We can use the same. It's not required to change every time. This test 1, 2, 3 will use the same. Now if you see, we have one input file and one output file, and we don't have a mediator. So what we need to do here now? I told you yesterday's session what we need to do, which mediator, which transformation we use.
What was that? Sorry.
So we have input file and we have output file. We need some mediator right here. Extraction, transformation, and then load. So that E and L is already there, but T, the transformation is not there. Which transformation we use? Simply here we have query transformation. We can use simply that. If you are not aware that, okay, which transformation you use, by default, you can use query transformation. It is in the right side, it is mentioned. And now you can just do the connections. And inside query, let's put all this in. And now save, validate, and now execute. Okay, job 3 successfully. Did you see this? And if you see now, first, then try to read this trace as well. Okay, it is not realistic in that much good, but yeah, this is how it is. We have got. So now here, job 3 started. After that, you will see workflow, inner workflow India started. Inside that, workflow Pune started. And then Pune execution started. This is script we have put, right, in the print statement. Then process to execute data flow. Data flow is started. Data flow in memory cache. Data flow India is Pune completed. Then data flow completed, workflow completed, and job completed. You got this flow right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to go through this recorded session one time, but yeah, no, but I think conceptually, I'm trying to understand this. Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah.
So I'm trying to say is like first is job, then workflow, and then data flow. So first it will go to job, then workflow, then data flow complete, then workflow complete, then job complete. So it's in sequential format.
So this is an example, or what you have shown it to me is extracting a file, doing a transformation, and then
it will load it into either a file format or a SQL, anything you can use.
So all the steps you have done. So
Yeah.
Also what you have shown is some of the like file formatting, how to do it based on the requirements.
Correct.
Whether if it's a country, then how many characters and alphanumeric and all those.
Right.
You did all that, right? Okay.
Yeah. So your developer will do that, but you just need to understand that, okay, if you are getting a text file, how ETL works. So yeah, it's acceptable that you have a file. You just need to create one file format here, and that format will. And now we'll see the output. This is input. Now I'll show you how output looks like. We have this test 1, 2, 3. If you see, this test 1, 2, 3 is a output file now, and I'll just open input. See, we have loaded correctly this input and this output file. Okay. You got this point now, right?
So on the right side it's after loading.
Yes, this is the target.
Left side,
we have populated this one. Yeah. Now I will show you an example so that it will create clear for you. And just close this file. Let's go to the BODS, and I told you, right, that filter I was telling on that day. So let's understand. Let's put one filter. Okay, let's put one filter. Okay, go to where condition, put age should be greater than 25. So your file must have 1000 of record, but you just want to take those people
whose age is
whose
more than 25.
age is
Yeah.
more than 25. I'll just saving this job. Now I will execute it. Successful. This is the input file. And now I'm opening output file. See, we have input so many records, and in output we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only.
Anything over than 25, yeah.
So the age of A is 22, it is shipped. Age of C is 20, its age is 25, but we have strictly given more than 25. So it skipped 25 record as well. If you want C, then what we can do is like go to in this where condition. In this where condition, greater than or equal to, keep this condition. So what we are trying to say, it's uska age, either it should be a 25 or it should be greater than 25. So whatever the logic we will give, BODs will act like that only. So you got this point, right? No need to more explanation. This E is also skipped because the age of E is also 23. The same thing you can give, age should be 25 and
Okay.
And oh, sorry. And CT is equals to Pune. Okay, this filter we'll use now. So either age is more than is equal to or greater than 25 and CT is Pune. Save it. Now I'll execute. So these are the common things I'm just trying to explain, simple terms, so that you'll understand.
No, I think this is from my role perspective. Conceptually, if I'm understanding this, which I am kind of getting it slowly, that will be good, because see, I don't think I will ever go into the system and do all this thing what you're showing it to me.
Correct.
But again, conceptually, if I understand, okay, when you get an input file, then you have to do the formatting based on what the requirements are. Once you do the finish of the formatting, then you have to execute that file or I mean, formatting and what do you call the transformation, right? We have to prepare a format file for the transformation and then execute it, and then write some queries and all, and then the output would be and then you load it, right?
Correct. So we are loading here in the text format only. So it will generate the text file in the, so either you can, use the text format, or you can use a SQL server, Microsoft SQL or Oracle SQL or Azure SQL as well. Anything you can use.
Sure.
But,
so Chetan, sorry to interrupt. So you finish up what you're talking, because see, I think we have only 10 minutes. I don't know how long you're planning to take the class.
I'll just take 5 more minutes for,
and then I have a couple of things here. Just a overview or just have a couple of questions.
Then we'll utilize this 10 minutes now. We'll utilize this 10 minutes. I'll explain the Excel sheets tomorrow. But yeah, just one thing. If you see this target file now, it is blank now. Why? Can you just give me the answer? It should have some records, right? But it is populated as a blank file. How this happened? So I understand what we have given the condition. Age should be more than 25, equal to or more than 25. City should be Pune. We have 2 records for Pune only.
Yeah, but there's no. But their age is less than 25.
Age is less than that. That's why BODs said that okay. It should be a blank file. And this header is there because we have, remember, when we are creating the file format, we said that right row header option, we have kept it as yes. So every file will have a header, but it may or may not have a records based on your logics. Okay. So I think we have done for the day. Now you can go ahead and ask your questions, whatever you have.
Okay.
We'll
No,
cover
so
that Excel part tomorrow.
so basically, this what you went through today is through BODs, right? Bots, correct?
Yes. Yes.
The ETL concepts using bots. Now
Yes.
tomorrow you're saying we have just received a text file without the bots. How do we do? Which normally that's what the case in our case would be. We'll get a text file. You have to do this, or we have to, we have received extract file which has SAP tables and all. How do we do the ETL of that? That will be covering tomorrow, is it?
So what I'm trying to say, if you are getting some file, okay, you just need to load it in SAP ECC. So how you will gonna do that? Either you will use SAP SLT, or either you will use IDOC load approach, or you will have ABAP load program. First, understand that what kind of a load approach you are going to do in SAP. If it is a ABAP program, then also we'll use bots, because ABAP program, I mean, there are so many things that ABAP people will tell you that, okay, file format should be like this, date format should be like this, data should be in this specific format only. So, and the business, I mean, you can tell business that, okay, use this same format, but 100% I'll tell you that they will do some blunders in the data. So what you can do is, like, you can use this business file as a blend, as an input in our BODS, and whatever the logics and whatever the requirement above people will tell you, you can implement that in the SAP BODS, and you can populate in SAP BODS or Informatica. You on that day you said that, right?
Correct.
You have Informatica.
Yeah.
So same logics, same options you will get in the Informatica. So
are you saying instead of BODS, Informatica could be another option? Is what you're saying?
I mean, Informatica and BODS are brothers only. It's just
Okay.
the parent company is different.
Okay.
So these are ETL tools. You can use any ETL tools, to incorporate all the logics.
Okay. So today what you went through is a text file format. Tomorrow you're saying you'll cover the Excel format.
Excel format. So I mean, Excel format means if your business is giving a file in Excel format or CSV format, how are you gonna do that?
Okay, got it.
So that is
Chetan,
how to import it.
Yeah, sure. And Chetan, one more thing. So you have covered the ETL concepts.
Yes.
Whether you're using a Informatica or BODS or whatever that could be, right?
Yeah.
That's what you have covered today.
Yeah.
Okay. And tomorrow you'll use a different format file.
Yeah, Excel. Tomorrow I'll explain you. After that, we have, I told you some logics, right, in query transformation, like how to put the filters, like that, these options, right? How to put the filter and how to improve some 2-3 options I'll cover here. Out of the 6 to 7 options, we'll just need 3 to 4 options that I will tell you. After that, we have some other transformation as well. This transformation, this query transformation, this is fine, but we have some other options, right? If you go to the transformation tab, if you see n number of options we have. So what are they? At least conceptually, you need to understand. If someone is saying you need to do pivoting, so what exactly pivot works? What exactly reverse pivot works? What is table comparison? What is XML pipeline? So these kind of things, at least you should not understand. I mean, of course, you don't want hands-on, but at least understand that what exactly it is created. That entire one session I will tell you, I will give you, and all the overview I will give you these transformations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chetan. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Good day.
Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.